Jesus told a story when he was here on earth about a man who owed a lot of money to a king. The king took mercy on him and forgave his entire debt, all of it. The man went away happy, but as he was on his way, came across another dude who owed him just a small amount of change. It was far less than the debt that he had just been forgiven himself. But this guy ignores the grace that has been shown to him, grabbed the guy that owed him a few coins, choked him, and had him thrown in prison until he could pay back his debt. Ungrateful, unmerciful, not cool. Now, it's not a carbon copy scenario, but you don't have to strain the text very far to see that the host of The Daily Show, Trevor Noah, is doing his best to audition for the role of Jesus's unmerciful servant. Back in 2015, when Noah got hired to take what Jon Stewart had built there at The Daily Show and run it into the ground by being aggressively unfunny.
And most people don't know this, but the V in my name is actually a 5. Yeah, my name is actually pronounced Trev 5 or Noah.
He had a bit of an offensive joke controversy when it became apparent that Trev had a thing for anti-Semitism. Jokes like, almost bumped a Jewish kid crossing the road. He didn't look before crossing, but I still would have felt so bad in my German car. And Messi gets the ball and the Real players try to foul him. But Messi doesn't go down easy, just like Jewish chicks. And behind every successful rap billionaire is a double as rich Jewish man. And actually, Juden means Jew in German. It's not derogatory. And Untermensch means lower class person. These are not racial slurs. Not exactly, Trevor. Juden is typically used in its slang sense, which is meant to signify the supposed greed and cheapness of a Jewish person. And Untermensch is the Nazi word for non-Aryan, inferior races and people. So in order to keep his job after all of these anti-Semitic jokes surfaced, Noah defended himself, saying, "To reduce my views to a handful of jokes that didn't land is not a true reflection of my character nor my evolution as a comedian." Now, some others stood up to defend Noah, including a guy named Joe Rogan, who took to Twitter to say nothing he said was out of line and he's a funny dude. F the haters, Noah. In the end, Noah was able to keep his job on the basis of that defense, that he was simply telling jokes that didn't land. But check this out. As the dust was settling, one online commenter prophetically challenged Trevor Noah, "I really hope you remember this when it's someone else in the barrel of cancel culture. I await your staunch defense of them." Well, 7 years later, that same Joe Rogan who had defended him was now in the barrel himself. Trevor Noah's response?
What I found particularly illuminating is when he says, I wasn't being racist, I was just being entertaining. No, Joe, I think you were using racism to be entertaining. But the laughs don't mean that there's no racism. You knew that offending black people would get a laugh out of those white friends that you were with. Just because something is a joke doesn't mean it can't be something else as well, because a joke can be racist.
Now, according to media reports, that guy that you just saw there observes Christianity and identifies with the faith. In which case, it might be a good time for him to go back and flip through the account in Matthew 18 and realize that things don't end real well for the unmerciful servant. We've all got a limited time here on earth to do right by our fellow man. Be better, Trevor.